Hi Stampers, this is Karen Phillip. I'm a Stampin' Up Demonstrator and I'm pleased to show you this technique today called center spotlighting. This is the card we'll be making, and it is basically all of the outside of the card is one color and the inside is colored. And I have another card here that I'd like to show you, and our mini card. Okay, so here's another one. I have stamped the images on the outside that remain black, and the inside are colored. Same idea. And here is what your mini for club members, what your mini one will look like. It's stamped and just colored on the inside. So let's get started. So we need to have two pieces of white or very vanilla, and this particular piece is 2 inches by 2 inches, and then this piece is 3 3/4 by 5. So I would suggest just taking a tiny bit of adhesive and just touching it. I don't know if you'll be able to even see this. Just a little touch of adhesive on it, and center it or put it wherever you'd like. I'm putting a little bit more on the bottom than I am on the top, so it's not completely centered. And so that's how it will look, and it's crooked. There we go. Then I'm using my Stamparatus just because it's easier. It's a background stamp, and it's just easier to do it this way. So here is the background stamp, and I'm putting this, I created some lines there where I wanted it to fall, and you're not using your magnet because this is such a big stamp. If you use smaller stamps, then you don't need to do it this way. This particular sample is with gold, and it's embossed with gold embossing powder, the whole thing. But for filming purposes, I'm going to do this in black so that it doesn't take so long for the finishing of it. And I'm putting a case underneath it so that I have a nice flat image and it gets a good stamp. The stamp that I'm using is called Festive Foliage, and this is in the annual catalog. So I'm just inking it up very well because the image will most likely come off the paper here, so you have to make sure you have it inked up real well. This, if you were embossing it, this would be Versamark. Okay. So now I'm going to put it on, and I know a lot of people have problems pushing down the cover of this because of arthritic or whatever. I noticed that if you use your sleeve, that makes it a lot easier. I'm giving firm pressure, but I'm not pushing it and just like killing it. I'm just pushing it on here and rubbing it gently. You could use your elbow if it's easier for you, like that. Again, I'm not doing a lot of I'm using soft pressure, but not killing it. I guess that's the best way I could explain it. Okay, and we have a nice solid image. There will be a white ridge around it because this lifts up the image a little bit. And now it's pretty simple. So we'll take off our center piece, and that doesn't matter because we'll be covering it up. And I'm going to remove this adhesive a little bit. Maybe. If you have some removable adhesive, that works very nicely as well. Okay, I just don't want this to stick to everything. So now I'm going to be coloring all the leaves and any red just for contrast. I'm using cherry cobbler. I'll do those first. I'm going to use the skinny end. So I'll try to go quickly with this. If I can figure out how to speed up the camera, I will, but I'm not quite sure how to do that. Okay, so now these will just color the green. I think I have one already colored. Well, I don't know where it is. Okay, so I'm finishing coloring these. There are a couple dots. I want a little more of the cherry cobbler to show, so I'm just pressing on these little dots that are in the image. Now what you need to do is put it all together. On this particular image, I know that these berries are down here, so that's how this is going to end up, so that it all looks like one complete image when it's all put together. Now it's simply putting the card together, and I'll use a little of my Tombow glue. Put it, each layer, one's cherry cobbler, then I'm using old olive, nice Christmassy colors, traditional. Then I'll do the white. I'm using this adhesive because sometimes if you use the Tombow, the lines that you squiggle will show through the image. So that's why I just use a tape runner. And then we have some other layers that just fit right over the top of this. And again, now I can use the glue. And that goes right over the hole, basically. Line it up. And the next color, again, it's some old olive, 1/4 inch smaller. And you can do your images as big or as small as you would like. And because this one is, again, white, I'm using a tape runner. And knowing that this is going to line up here, these images line up here, so it all looks like one cohesive image, and that's the spotlighting part of it. And then I did emboss the little label, and I put no L on there, and that is from the Happy Holidays, this Noel, and I embossed that in white. And then I have some gold, little gold embellishments that can go on there as well. So this is what the finished product looks like, only this is in gold and the other one was in black. But it's the technique that I'm trying to spotlight here. So I hope you enjoyed watching how to make this card, and have a great day.